Resilience is a battle cry. It's the roar that breaks through the silence of defeat, the fire that burns in the face of adversity. When life kicks you down, when the world tells you you're not enough, resilience is the fight that refuses to be extinguished. It doesn't ask for permission to rise again. It doesn't wait for a perfect moment. It doesn't wait for the stars to align or for the world to hand you an easy pass. It's earned, it's fought for, and it's never handed to you on a silver platter. Resilience is a battle cry because life isn't about what happens to you. Life is about how you respond to what happens to you. Every setback, every failure, every moment of darkness is simply the canvas upon which your resilience will paint the greatest masterpiece of your life. And it is in those moments when it seems like the weight of the world is too much to bear, when you feel like you can't take another step, that resilience becomes your weapon. It becomes the armor that you put on when the world is against you, when people say you're too weak, too small, too insignificant. It tells you that you are not weak. You are a warrior, and warriors don't break, they bend, they adapt, and they rise. You want to know what resilience looks like? It looks like waking up every single day knowing that the battle is far from over, but still showing up. It's having the courage to take a step forward, even when you don't know where the path leads. It's about pushing yourself when every cell in your body tells you to quit, to stop, to rest. But you don't. You dig deeper, you find a strength you never knew you had, and you push. You push until your fingers bleed, until your body screams in pain, until your heart races with the fury of someone who refuses to give up. You fight for every inch because you know that giving up is not an option. Not today, not tomorrow, not ever. Because in the end, it's the people who keep fighting that win. The world is not kind to the weak. The world does not care about your excuses. The world does not care that you were born into circumstances that weren't fair, that you faced challenges that seemed insurmountable, that you struggled to get out of bed in the morning. Life is not some fairy tale where you get a happy ending just because you want it. Life is a battle, and it is relentless. It will test your patience. It will test your resolve. It will test your courage. And in those moments when you feel like everything is slipping through your fingers, when you feel like the battle is lost, resilience is the one thing you can rely on. You think the greats of history never faced adversity? You think they never felt the sting of failure? You think they didn't want to quit? Hell no. They wanted to quit, but they didn't. They didn't because they knew that resilience is what separates the winners from the losers. It's the difference between those who make history and those who become footnotes. You are not a footnote. You are not a victim of circumstance. You are a warrior, and the battlefield is your arena. This is your moment to rise. This is your moment to fight like never before. Don't let anyone tell you that you don't have what it takes. Don't let anyone tell you that you're not strong enough, not fast enough, not good enough. People will try to break you. They will try to tear you down with their words, their criticisms, their doubts. But let me tell you something, they cannot break what's unbreakable. They cannot defeat what refuses to surrender. They cannot crush what keeps coming back. And what comes back is your resilience. You are stronger than you think. Every time life knocks you down, it doesn't break you, it builds you. It makes you harder, tougher, more determined. Every time you fall and get back up, you add another layer of strength to your character. You become the person the world doesn't know how to handle. You become the one who keeps fighting when everyone else has given up. You become the force that no one can reckon with because you know how to stand tall in the face of the storm, how to charge forward when the odds are stacked against you. You become the one who doesn't just survive the battle, but who conquers it. Resilience is not for the faint of heart. It's not for those who are afraid of fatal war. It's not for those who crumble under pressure. Resilience is for the warriors, the ones who know that the only way to win is to quit. The ones who know that the only way to win is to keep going. Every time you get knocked down, you get back up. And when they say you're done, when they say you can't go any further, you show them just how wrong they are. You rise again and again and again until there is no one left who doubts your strength, your power, your will to win. Resilience is the fire that burns in the heart of those who refuse to be broken. It is the battle cry of those who are ready to fight no matter the cost. It is not the absence of fear, but the refusal to let fear control you. It's not about never falling. It's about always getting back up. It's about the relentless pursuit of your goals, your dreams, your mission, no matter how many times you are knocked down. It's about digging in, standing firm, and knowing that you are not backing down. When you find yourself in the trenches, when you find yourself alone in the fight, remember that you have within you an unshakable strength. You have the power to keep going, to keep pushing, to keep fighting. And in those moments when it feels like you're surrounded by darkness, when the weight of the world is on your shoulders, remember this: resilience is your light. It's the beacon that guides you through the storm. It's the force that propels you forward when you feel like stopping. This is your battle. This is your fight. The world may try to break you, to stop you, to make you question your worth. But remember, resilience is your battle cry, and nothing can silence it. Stand tall, stand proud, and keep fighting. Because the battle isn't over until you say it's over. And as long as you have the strength to rise, to push forward, there is no such thing as defeat. There's only victory, and it's waiting for you. Keep going, keep fighting, keep pushing. You are unstoppable, you are resilient, and nothing will ever take that away from you. You think the world cares about your struggles. You think the world cares about your tears, your pain, your suffering. The world doesn't care. But do you know what the world will notice? The world will notice your resilience. The world will notice the fire that still burns within you, even when everything around you has crumbled. It will notice the determination that you carry in your heart when the storms of life try to drown you. It will notice that despite the challenges, the disappointments, the failures, you still show up, you still fight, you still move forward. You see, the greatest weapon you will ever possess is your ability to keep going, no matter how many times life knocks you down. When everything feels impossible, when every fiber of your being is screaming for relief, that is the exact moment that resilience rises up within you. And it doesn't just rise, it explodes. It sends shockwaves through your body, coursing through your veins, giving you the strength to fight again. It makes you realize that you are not some helpless bystander in your abiding story. You are the hero, the warrior, the force that will not be denied. Resilience is not about being perfect. It's not about pretending that everything is fine when it's not. It's not about showing the world that you're invincible. It's about embracing the struggle. It's about accepting the fact that you will face hardships and that these hardships do not define you. No, it's your response to them, your unwavering decision to stand up every time you fall that defines you. Understand this, the pain you feel, the heartbreak you endure, the pressure you face, these are not signs of weakness. These are the tests of life. And the truth is, the people who fail these tests are the ones who give up. They quit when things get tough, but you are not like them. You are different. You are made of something stronger. When life says, I will break you, resilience stands up and screams, no, you won't. There is something primal in the heart of a resilient person. It's the battle cry that cannot be silenced. It is the roar that shatters the silence of despair and turns it into something ferocious, something unstoppable. Resilience doesn't back down. It doesn't whisper maybe when the world is screaming no. It stands tall and shouts, I am here, and I will not be moved. You want to know why the resilient people rise to the top? It's because they've been through hell and they've survived. They've been through things that would break most people, but they didn't break. They're the ones who take their scars, their pain, their bruises, and they wear them like a badge of honor. Why? Because every battle, every struggle, every challenge they faced has made them stronger. They are no longer the person they were before the fight. They are someone who has been forged in forms of adversity, someone who knows the cost of victory, someone who will never back down. You don't win by giving up. You win by pushing through, by fighting when it seems like the whole world is telling you to stop. You win by refusing to let the knocks and the falls defeat you. You win by showing up when everyone else is running away. You win by standing tall, by looking at the enemy, whatever that enemy may be, whether it's self-doubt, failure, rejection, or fear, and saying, you will not define me. I will define my destiny. You want to talk about real power. Real power is found in resilience. It's found in the person who keeps moving forward even when the odds are stacked against them. It's found in the fighter who refuses to give in to despair. It's found in the warrior who sees the enemy, knows the battle is hard, but chooses to rise, to fight, to win. And let me tell you something, the fight is not easy. No one ever said it would be. But you know what? You have everything you need to win. You have within you a strength that is greater than you can ever imagine. It's there deep down, waiting to be unleashed. It's the strength to carry on when everything else is crumbling. It's the power to stand up time and time again, no matter how many times you've been knocked down. And that strength that never, ever goes away. As long as you breathe, as long as you choose to fight, that power will be with you. It will guide you, it will sustain you. It will give you the courage to face whatever comes next. Think about the great people in history, the ones who changed the world, who made a mark that will never fade. Did they get there by sitting back, waiting for life to be kind to them? No, they fought for every inch. They fought against the voices of doubt. They fought against the storms. They fought against the people who told them they couldn't do it. And in the end, they stood tall because they refused to surrender. They were resilient. They understood that resilience was their key to greatness. And yes, you have the same power within you. You can do this. You can weather this storm. You can face down any enemy if it comes your way. But you have to make the decision to fight. You have to make the decision to keep going even when it feels impossible. You have to make the decision that no matter what happens, you will never stop moving forward. And when you do that, when you choose to dig deep, when you choose to rise, you will see how powerful you truly are. Understand this, the road will not always be smooth. The obstacles will not always be easy to overcome. But the road of resilience is paved with victories that others never thought you could achieve. The obstacles that seem insurmountable now will soon be nothing more than stepping stones to your success. And as you climb, as you rise, remember that the battle cry of resilience is what will carry you to the top. And there will be those who try to bring you down, who will say that you're not strong enough, not smart enough, not good enough. But I'm telling you right now, they are wrong. Your strength is immeasurable. Your will is indomitable. You are more than enough. And if you just keep fighting, just keep going, there will come a day when those who doubted you will look up in awe at whatever you've become. Because they will see what you already know: you are unstoppable. You are resilient. So when life comes for you and the weight of the world tries to crush you, remember, resilience is your weapon, and nothing can ever defeat the warrior who refuses to back down. Rise, fight, push forward, because you are the one who will win. You are the one who will make it. Your resilience is the power that will carry you through, no matter how fierce the battle. And when you stand victorious at the end of the fight, you will be because you never, ever gave up. When you're standing at the edge of the battlefield, when your strength feels like it's running low, when the voices of doubt are louder than ever, this is when your resilience must scream the loudest. It must echo through the valleys of despair, rise up through the darkness, and drown out the sound of every fear and every hesitation. This is when you must embrace your purpose, when you must allow your desire to succeed to burn through every obstacle in your path. This is your moment to prove, not to anyone else, but to yourself, that you are capable of enduring, of surviving, and of ultimately triumphing. The weight of the world is heavy, yes. Life will throw its cruelest punches when you least expect it. But it's in these moments when the weight feels unbearable that your resilience is forged. It is in these moments of pain, of suffering, of setbacks, that you are given the opportunity to build the very foundation of your greatness. Do you think any warrior, any great leader, any true champion was born into comfort? Do you think they had everything handed to them on a silver platter? Of course not. They were forged in the fires of adversity, tempered by the harsh winds of challenge. They became resilient not because they were born strong, but because they chose to become strong. They made the conscious decision to fight when others would have fled. They fought through every storm, climbed over every mountain, crossed every chasm, because they understood that the price of greatness is not paid in comfort. It's paid in resilience. This is what separates the victors from the rest. This is what separates the ones who stand tall in the face of their enemies from the ones who crumble beneath the weight of their fears. The victors rise when others fall. They rise not because they are invincible, but because they are resilient. They rise because they know that the only way to truly fail is to quit. And quitting for them is never an option. It's never even considered. Now, let me be clear. Resilience is not about waiting for everything to fall into place. It's not about sitting back and hoping that things will get better on their own. No, resilience is an active force. It's a decision. It's a commitment. It's saying to yourself, I will not be defeated. I will not bow down to my circumstances. I will not let fear dictate my future. This kind of resilience is not for the faint of heart. It's not for the ones who want an easy ride. It's not for the people who just want to slide through life without breaking a sweat. If that's what you want, then resilience is not for you. But if you're ready to go into battle, if you're ready to take life by the throat and say, I will not be moved, I will not be stopped, then resilience is your greatest ally. It's the very thing that will carry you through the hardest days, the darkest nights, and the most brutal challenges you'll ever face. And let me tell you something, there will be days when you feel like giving up. There will be moments when your body and mind scream at you to quit. There will be moments when you'll question everything you've worked for, when you'll feel like it's all been for nothing. But that's when you must dig deeper. That's when you must push harder. That's when your resilience must rise to the occasion. That's when you must scream louder than the voice inside your head telling you to give up. Because the truth is, every victory, every success, every achievement in life is earned through resilience. Nothing worth having comes easily. If it was easy, everyone would have it. But it's not easy. It's hard, it's painful, it's messy. But it's also worth it. Every step forward, no matter how small, is a testament to your strength. Every time you refuse to back down, every time you choose to fight instead of retreat, you are carving your path to greatness. And there will be those who tell you that you can't. There will be those who tell you that you're not strong enough, not smart enough, not capable enough. They'll tell you that you should settle for what you have and stop pushing for more. But I am telling you right now, those people do not know you. They do not know the fire that burns inside you. They do not know the warrior spirit that refuses to be defeated. So let them speak their doubts. Let them throw their criticisms at you. Let them say what they want. Because the only opinion that matters is your own. The only voice that should dictate your future is the voice inside your head that says, I can do this. I will not be stopped. I will rise. Do not for 1 second let anyone or anything convince you that you are not capable of overcoming the obstacles in your path. Do not let the world dictate your worth. You are worth every ounce of effort it takes to keep going. You are worth every drop of sweat, every tear, every moment of pain. And when you come out the other side, when you've crossed that finish line, you will know that the journey, the struggle was all worth it. Every battle you face is an opportunity to grow. Every moment of doubt is a chance to prove to yourself that you are stronger than you think. The pain you feel today is not permanent, it's temporary. It's the process, it's the refinement. It's what will turn you into the person you need to be in order to achieve greatness. So embrace it. Don't run from it, don't shy away from it. Stand up, face it head on, and know that each step forward, no matter how difficult, is a victory. The world will try to break you. It will try to convince you that you're not enough, that you'll never make it, that you should settle for mediocrity. But here's the thing, the world doesn't get to decide your worth. You do. You decide what you're made of. You decide what your legacy will be. You decide whether you will stand tall and keep going, or whether you will fall into the abyss of complacency and defeat. And let me be crystal clear, resilience isn't just about enduring. It's not just about surviving. It's about thriving. It's about taking every ounce of pain, every challenge, and using it to fuel your rise. It's about pushing yourself to be better, to be stronger, to be more than you were yesterday. It's about constantly evolving, constantly growing, constantly fighting to be the best version of yourself. This is not a game for the weak. This is not a journey for the faint of heart. This is for the warriors. This is for the fighters. This is for the people who refuse to give up no matter how hard it gets. And if you are willing to put in the work, if you are willing to fight for every inch, if you are willing to rise every time life knocks you down, then there is nothing, absolutely nothing, that can stand in your way. So when life hits you with everything it has, when it throws its worst at you, don't flinch. Don't retreat. Stand your ground. Raise your voice. Let your battle cry be heard, because it will be your resilience that carries you through to victory. It will be your refusal to quit, your refusal to surrender, your refusal to let anything stop you. That will define your legacy. Your story is still being written. The world hasn't seen the best of you yet, so keep fighting. Keep pushing, keep rising. Let resilience be the anthem of your life, the battle cry that drives you forward, that keeps you going even when the road is long, the challenges are great, and the odds are stacked against you. The fight is not over. The battle is yours. And as long as you have the strength to fight, to push forward, to rise again and again, the victory will be yours. Because nothing is more powerful than a person who refuses to quit. Nothing is stronger than the spirit of resilience that refuses to bow down. So let the world come. Let the storm rage. Let the critics criticize. Let the obstacles rise before you. Because you are ready. You are resilient, and nothing will ever stop you. You will stand tall, you will rise, and you will conquer. Go out there and claim your victory. The battle cry is yours. Let the world hear it. You want to talk about what it takes to truly rise above? You want to talk about what it really means to be resilient? So let me tell you, this is not for the faint of heart. It's not for those who want an easy path, who want smooth sailing through life. It's not for the ones who think they can win without getting their hands dirty. Resilience is for the warriors, the fighters, the ones who understand that the road to greatness is never, ever paved in gold. It's paved in blood, sweat, and tears. It's the sweat of your brow, the ache in your muscles, and the burning in your soul that fuels your rise. Every time life throws a punch, you take it. You don't back down. You don't turn away. You don't cower. You stand firm, stand tall, and take that punch right on the chin. And when it's over, you're still standing, not because you didn't feel the pain, not because it didn't knock you off balance for a moment, but because you're strong enough to rise back up and keep going. You are not defined by what life throws at you. You are defined by how you react to it. You are defined by the choices you make when the storm is at its fiercest, when every instinct tells you to run, to hide, to quit. And here's the thing, resilience isn't just about fighting through the tough moments. It's about maintaining the strength to push forward after the worst has already happened. It's not just about taking the hit. It's about the recovery. It's about not letting the setbacks, the disappointments, the failures leave you broken on the floor. When everything falls apart, your resilience is what allows you to rebuild. It is what allows you to pick up the pieces, piece by piece, and start again. Not from scratch, but from a stronger place. Because every time you rebuild with a little more knowledge, a little more wisdom, a little more power. You don't just get back to where you were, you rise even higher. Some of the most successful people in the world didn't get there by being perfect. They didn't get there by never making mistakes or by avoiding failure. They got there because they refused to stop. They refused to let failure define them. They turned every failure into a lesson, every setback into an opportunity, every no into a reason to fight harder. Resilience is not about avoiding failure. It's about learning to embrace it, to let it fuel your determination. It's about looking failure in the face and saying, you will not stop me. You will not dictate my story. I am the one who controls my destiny, and I will keep going. And you know what? There will be moments when people will doubt you. There will be moments when they will try to convince you that you're not enough, that you don't have what it takes, that you will never make it. But those people, they don't know you. They don't know the strength you carry inside you. They don't know the power of your resilience, the depth of your resolve. The truth is, the people who doubt you, the ones who question your abilities, they are simply reflecting their own fears and limitations onto you. They've never experienced the fire that burns inside you. They've never felt the roar of your spirit when you are pushed to absolute limits. But you have. You know what it feels like to fight for what you want, to struggle against the current, to refuse to feel the world drag you under? And in that, you are different. You are the one who has the willpower to push through. You are the one who has the strength to rise above. Let the doubters doubt. Let them talk. They cannot see what you see. They don't know the power of your resilience, and they never will. You don't need their validation. You don't need their approval. What you need is to trust in yourself, to believe in the fire that's burning inside you. You need to trust that you are capable of overcoming whatever life throws your way, no matter how impossible it may seem. When the world doubts you, let that fuel your determination. Let that be the spark that drives you to prove them wrong. And when you do, when you rise above the noise, when you rise above the limitations others try to impose on you, that's when you will understand just how powerful you are. Resilience is not just about taking hits, it's about staying focused on your goal no matter how many distractions life throws at you. It's about refusing to let the noise drown out your purpose. The world will try to distract you. The world will try to pull you off course, but you must stay steady. You must stay locked in on your goal. Resilience is about the clarity of vision, the unwavering commitment to your purpose, and the determination to continue walking your path no matter how many people try to steer you in a different direction. It's easy to get lost when the world around you is chaotic. It's easy to feel overwhelmed when everything seems to be falling apart. But true resilience, the kind of resilience that will carry you through, is about remaining calm in the storm. It's about keeping your focus when the world wants you to panic. It's about knowing that no matter how many storms you face, no matter how many obstacles stand in your way, you have everything inside you to overcome them. And when you look back at the struggles you faced, at the obstacles you've overcome, at the battles you fought and won, you will understand just how far you've come. You will understand that the strength you possess, the resilience that runs through your veins, has always been there waiting to be called upon. And now, you'll know that you will never again be defeated by the things that once seemed impossible. You will know that nothing, absolutely nothing, can stop you. The road ahead will not always be easy. The challenges will continue to come. But let me tell you something, with every challenge you face, you grow stronger. With every setback you experience, you become more powerful. With every failure, you learn how to rise again. There is no limit to your strength. There's no limit to your power. As long as you choose to keep going, as long as you choose to stay in the fight, you will always find a way to rise above. There will be times when you're on your knees, when you're tired, when you feel like giving up. But in those moments, you have to remember why you started. You have to remember the fire that brought you here, the drive that pushed you to begin this journey. And you must hold on to that. You must remind yourself that no matter how hard it gets, no matter how many times you fall, you will rise again. You will rise stronger. You will rise fiercer. You will rise unstoppable. So what are you waiting for? The world is out there waiting for you to step into your greatness. It's waiting for you to unleash the power of your resilience. Don't hold back. Don't let fear stop you. I don't let doubt control you. You were made for more. You were born to conquer. You were born to rise. So go out into the world and make it your own. Fight for what you want. Fight for your dreams. Fight for the life you deserve. And remember, every time you feel like giving up, every time you feel like you can't go on, that's when your resilience will rise and show you that there's nothing you can't overcome. You are a warrior. Your resilience is your weapon. And with it, there is nothing that can stand in your way. You see, when you fight, you're not just fighting for the victory you can taste, the reward that lies on the other side. You're fighting for something much bigger. You're fighting for your self-respect. You're fighting for your pride. You're fighting for the person you know you are deep inside, the person that the world has not yet seen in its entirety. But when you rise, when you refuse to stay down, when you battle with everything you've got, the world starts to take notice. And that respect, it's earned. It's earned by every scar, every bruise, every tear you shed. That's how you win, not by the accolades or the applause, but by earning the right to stand tall, unshaken, and unbroken in a world that will try to break you. But it's not just about standing. It's about rising higher. It's about your ability to elevate yourself every single time life knocks you to the ground. Do you think you know what resilience is? No. Resilience is when you have been crushed by failure, left to wonder if you'll ever get back up, but then you decide from the core of your soul that failure is not an option. You decide that failure will not define you. You decide that the world's attempt to break you will only make you stronger. You choose with every ounce of strength you have to rise higher than you've ever been. This is the power of resilience. It is not a passive act, it is an active force. You don't just withstand life's blows. You strike back. You hit harder. You show the world that no matter how many times they try to take you down, no matter how many times they say it's over, it's not. It will never be over as long as you still have breath in your lungs. And don't think for 1 second that anyone else has the right to determine when you're finished. That's your choice. That's always your choice. And here's the brutal truth: the people who succeed aren't the ones who never face defeat. They're the ones who, when faced with it, decide to keep fighting. They're the ones who face defeat in the eyes, and then they laugh because they know defeat only builds them, it only toughens, only sharpens them. You want to talk about failure? You want to talk about what it really means to fail? Failing isn't what you think it is. Failing is not the moment you lose. Failing is when you decide that you're done. Failing is when you quit. Failing is when you let life take you down and keep you there. But that's not you. That's not the spirit that runs through your veins. You were made to rise. You were made to fight. You were made to stand, no matter what, to show the world that nothing will ever break your will. And the truth is, no one can fight your battles for you. No one can face the challenges that life throws at you the way you can. No one can carry the weight of your dreams except for you. It's up to you to carry the responsibility. It's up to you to keep your eyes locked on the prize, even when everything around you is screaming for you to quit. It's up to you to stand tall, keep pushing forward, and never lose sight of your purpose. That's what resilience is. Resilience is the refusal to let life define you. Resilience is the refusal to let your circumstances, your environment, or anyone else's opinion stop you from reaching for greatness. Resilience is the commitment to becoming the best version of yourself, no matter what it takes. It's about forging your own path, about staying true to who you are even when the world tries to tell you otherwise. People are going to tell you that it's too hard. They're going to say that your dreams are too big, your goals too ambitious, your mission too impossible. But here's what I know: the people who doubt you are the ones who've never pushed themselves to the limit. The ones who try to hold you back are the ones who are too afraid to take the same risks to challenge their own limits. And you know what? You can't let them keep you down. You can't let their fears dictate your future. You are the one who gets to decide who you are. You are the one who gets to decide what your life means. So when the world throws its weight at you and the pain is too much to bear, when every voice around you tells you to quit, remember one thing: they don't get to decide for you. You decide. And you decide that you will not be broken. You decide that you will rise. That's how resilience works. It's the battle cry of the soul, a cry that echoes into the abyss of despair and turns it into the foundation of your strength. You've been through hell, you've tasted failure, you've been knocked down more times than you can count. But guess what? You're still here. You're still standing. And that's because you're not just a survivor, you're a warrior. You're someone who's not afraid to fall. You're someone who understands that falling is a part of the process. It's part of the fight. It's not the end, it's the beginning. It's what prepares you for the next step. It's what builds your armor, strengthens your resolve, and prepares you for the next battle. And let me tell you something, after every fall, after every hardship, you come back stronger. You come back more determined, you come back more relentless. And with each comeback, you are sharpening your edge, becoming more unstoppable, more powerful than you were before. Because your resilience, your ability to get back up and keep fighting, that's what makes you a force to be reckoned with. It's what separates the winners from the quitters. It's what sets you apart from the crowd. When you refuse to give up, when you keep pushing forward, when you keep moving even when the world is telling you to stop, you create something unstoppable. You create a power within yourself that no one can take away. You build a strength that can't be measured in words because it can only be felt. And here's the kicker: your resilience doesn't just change your life, it changes the lives of those around you. When you rise, when you stand firm, when you refuse to be broken, you inspire others to do the same. You lead by example. You show the world that it is possible to overcome, to break through the impossible, to fight and win against all odds. You show them what true strength looks like, what it means to be relentless, what it means to have a fire inside that cannot be extinguished. You want to know the truth? The world needs people like you. The world needs those who are willing to fight, those who are willing to push past their limits, those who are willing to go further than anyone thought possible. The world doesn't need more people who sit on the sidelines. The world needs warriors. The world needs fighters. The world needs those who are willing to rise again, no matter how many times life knocks them down. So stand up, stand tall, stand proud, because your resilience is your weapon. It is your shield. It is your most powerful tool in this world. And with it, there is nothing you can't do. There is no battle you can't win, no dream you can't achieve. As long as you keep fighting, as long as you keep moving forward, you will always come out on top. The battle cry of resilience will echo within you, driving you, pushing you, reminding you that you are unbreakable. And when the dust settles, when the battle is won, and when you look back at the path you've traveled, you'll realize something: every bruise, every scar, every ounce of pain you endured was worth it. Because those moments of struggle, those moments of doubt, those moments of feeling you couldn't go on, they all led to this moment, this victory. And that, my friend, is what resilience is all about. It's about rising from the ashes. It's about coming back stronger than before. It's about refusing to stay down. The battle is yours. The victory is yours. Your resilience is your strength. And with that strength, nothing can stop you.